Okay, so we're gonna be studying for our exam. I have a hair mask in. Well, it's homemade hair mask. Anyway, we are actually on chapter 4 of medical terminology. So I'm just gonna be going through reading a bit of my medical terminology, chapter 4, while my computer updates. For the most part, I can get by with skimming through it and going back through after my exams to do my activities in the books. And in this book there's some notes in here from the past owner, which I personally love. So chapter 4 is mainly about prefixes. Okay? Prefixes, y'all. So I'm gonna move y'all down here where y'all guys can see. If y'all guys can see. So prefixes, right? Ain't nothing too crazy about it. So we go about prefixes, introduction, combining forms and suffixes, and all of that. The chapter objective is to identify and define common prefixes used in medical terms, to analyze, spell, and pronounce medical terms that contain prefixes, to apply medical terms in real life situations. So the introduction just has all of this, which I have a whole lot of those in my index cards, which is all used up, I think, except for a few. Yeah, a few. Anyway, there's that. Now your guys are back facing me. So I like to go over the meanings, but I also like looking at my study guide online for the most part, which most of this I'm already familiar with because we talked about it a bit last week. So like if there's any that I really don't know for sure, I just go back through and look at it. And I'm just talking the life away because I'm waiting for my computer to restart. Somebody send help. I'm kidding, not actually. Prefixes and terminology. The 3 new prefixes that we are learning about this week is a or an, which means no, not, or without. So the terminology that can be used is anemia, which anemia is a condition in which there is lower than normal number of red blood cells or a decrease in hemoglobin within the cells. And then there's abe, which means away from, which is a terminology that can be used is abnormal. Another term prefix is ad, which is toward or near, which is adrenal glands. Some more is ana, up or apart, anti, before or forward, and T with an I means against, like antibody. Then there's by, which means to or both, which I'm pretty sure we should know that by now. Brady, that one's gonna be a bit hard to remember because that one means slow. So Brady means slow, y'all. Put that in your big brain up there. Con, C-O-N, means with or together. This means bad, painful, difficult, abnormal. Ek, EC, means out or outside. Indo means within, in, or inner. Epi means above, upon. Ex means out. Extra means outside of. Hemi means half. We got hyper, which means excessive, too much, above. Hypo means deficient, too little, or below. In means, of course, in or into. Inter means in the between. Intra means within. Mal means bad. Meta means changed or beyond. Neo means new, like neoplastic surgery. Imagine new boobs. I shouldn't have said that. Per means besides, near, along, beside of. Pere means surrounding. Poly means many or much. Post means after or behind. Pre means before. Pro means before or forward. Pros means before or forward as well. So pro or pros. P-R-O or P-R-O-S means before or forward. Quadri means four. Like if you had a quadruplet, dude, you have 3 other siblings. Re means back or behind. Retro also means back or behind. Sub means under or less than. Syn means with or together. So like a synonym, things that rhyme together. See? English comes together with this, y'all. Tachi means fast. Tachi. That is T-A-C-H-Y. Tachi. That's going to be hard to remember. Trans means across or through. Tri means 3. Uni means 1. And that is all about the prefixes terms. The next thing it goes through is my exercises and answers. So now I'm gonna log into my computer so that way we can get a glimpse at our study guide that my teacher had very nicely provided. I love it whenever teachers provide study guides because otherwise I'd be lost, to be honest. I'll be right back because I'm gonna log into my computer and y'all guys are gonna be facing my computer. Okay, y'all, I've logged into Canvas. I'm slowly waiting for it to pop up. The internet sucks. But I'm at a friend's house, dog watching. Look, hold on. This is Lucy. Hi, Lucy. She's knocked out asleep. She likes sleeping a lot. Okay, we're gonna click on medical terminology. We're gonna sidetrack real fast. We're gonna look at my grades. So, whenever you step into sonography school, you have to go through a list of prerequisites, which I'll explain that in a different video of prerequisites. But whenever you have prerequisites, you have to make a B or higher. If you make an A, that is the best thing to do because sonography school is very competitive. So, always make an A. So we gotta check my grade because I forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it's an A. It's not 100 because there's been a couple of questions on tests that I second guess, which is a problem, y'all. Do not second guess your work. Oh look, I have a 95.24. See, I make 100s on my chapters, but on the exams I make 96, 296 and an 88. And I currently have chapter 4, my chapter 5 and final exam. So here we go, yonder modules. Close that. Do study guide. Okay. So here is our study guide. There's a printable version as well. So we have a define each and utilize Questions of these can be found in chapters 4 and 5. So not all of this content of the study will be on your exam. Questions come back from your book, but the computer randomly select them from pools of 7 of each questions. This means that each student's test will be different. So here is our vocabulary words. We have adrenal glands, antibodies, antifolient medications, antigens, appian, aura, balloon, bilateral, bradycardy, survivally, cytoscopy, diabetes, dysmorpha, dysabaga. Anyway, it goes on. I usually like to put these through it. And most of these is usually in like 100. Well, hold on. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. So there is 56 terms. So I'm gonna be facing y'all towards me while I get the printed one and fill out the terms so that way I can have it easier. Okay, I'll see y'all in a bit. Yo, I forgot to play. Anyway, you guys missed out this entire adventure of me getting all these words up. So here we go. So we have all the definitions underneath, and I'm gonna try my best after I take a shower to go through and write it all in my index cards. So that way I can flip through and do all of that. See? Anyway, yeah, I get very busy at times, and I forget to include y'all in this. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you want to, I'm kidding. Y'all guys don't get a choice. You get to hear me butcher these words. Hopefully, y'all guys be able to know them. Okay, we're gonna start from the bottom to the top. So we got sono. Sono is sound. Can everybody say sono is sound? Yo, I felt like Dory right there. Okay. Sono is sound. So that is sound. The next one is norm or normal, depending on how you do it. So here we go. I need to figure out a way how to get the videos flipped around for y'all. And normal means normal. Of course it does, because what else would it mean, y'all? So we're gonna write down on the other side, normal. Norm. The norm of today is, actually I don't know, I'm not normal. Hate to break it to y'all. So glycemia is sugar or glucose. So it shall be sugar. Or glucose. Fancy word is glucose, which is too much sugar. Gene or geno is meaning, producing, formation, or origin. formation, and origin. Hyper, of course, I should be able to remember this one. It's been in all of the study guides for the past 3 weeks, which is above recessive. Epi. Do y'all know what an EpiPen is? I just know it's for allergies. But the prefix is upon, on, or above. Upon, on, or above. I think it has to do upon allergy reaction or something. Duo is D-U-R, or with an O, see, which means hard, like Duolingo. Y'all, I don't know why I'm doing it, it's so hard to do it at times. So, duo is hard. Carp, or carpo, means wrist. So, a little side story for y'all. Since I was in pre-K all the way into my 8th grade, we had this PE teacher. There was times where I liked her, and there was times where I did not like her after school. And which that happens to a lot of us whenever we get older. We realize some teachers need not to be teachers. But she taught us the Bone Song. So we had metacarpus, metacarpus, splendis. Like, I could probably do my whole entire Bone Song for y'all one day. Maybe. It might be a blooper. Who knows? Anyway. Did I show y'all carp? Yeah, I did. I'm a bit slow. The next one is braiding, which we talked about it earlier, I think, which means, what does it mean, class? It means slow. Brady is slow. Okay, any questions so far? No? Okay, good, because you might have to let me look over it again. Okay, bi or O means life. Like biology. Can anyone tell me what biology means in the comment? Remember, logy, L-O-G-Y, stands for study of. Bio means life. And do you put your prefix or your ending suffix first? Somebody answer it. If y'all do, you get a gold star. I need to get gold stars. Wait, hold on. You can get a sticky note on your forehead. I already know what that one means. You learn it in 9th grade. Anyway. So, biology. Can y'all tell me what that is? Remember, bio means life. Logy, L-O-G-Y, means study of. Your suffix begins first, and then you put in your prefix. Okay? Okay, our next one is NT, which means before or in front of. Hey, do y'all put your ends before? My nieces don't. They still disrespect me, but you know, family's hard at times. Anyway, in front of. And I'm still debating whether to take a test and show y'all, but I really don't want to, just in case. Ooh, we're getting into the harder words, y'all. I think I'm gonna go take a shower first and then be back, because I need to get this hair mask out of my hair. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Wait. Vocab words, that's right. Have any of y'all guessed what biology means? Nah, remember about that. Okay, so we're on to the harder words that I'm actually gonna have to show y'all. So vasculitis. Y'all, I cannot pronounce words to save my life. So that's always fun to try and explain to people. Okay, so our word of today means inflammation of blood vessels. It just means blood vessels. Inflammation of blood vessels. Your name, I guess, which is, you break down the words. Urine means piss, short term short. So it's a laboratory examination of your pee. That's how you spell it. So the official term or definition is laboratory examination of urine. Very interesting. I never had that done. Well, actually I have once. One of I passed out when I was 11. Low blood sugar. Hypoglycemia. No. Hold on. I come back to that word. Okay. So our next one is syndrome. Have you ever heard Stargardt syndrome much? Any documentary readers out there? So this is how you spell syndrome. So this is a group of signs and symptoms that occur together and characterize a particular condition. So group of signs. Hi Lucy. I know. And symptoms. That occur together. And characterize. A particular condition. That is what syndrome is. A group of signs and symptoms that occur together and characterize a particular condition. Okay. Side note. So the dog that I'm sitting for, she's a family friend, actually. A family friend, you know. Depends on who you talk to. She has severe anxiety. She's almost 12, actually. So she's up there in an old age. They used to have 2 tiny dogs, but that's a long story. That is not mine to tell. And what usually happens is she gets tremors everywhere. So the fact that I'm sitting on a bed right now, I don't know if y'all guys can tell, but like the screen might be moving. It's just her shaking the whole entire bed. And I have y'all resting on my computer, which, I mean, I don't know. she's already been fed, and I think she's hearing people outside in the neighborhood, which makes her have anxiety. So what they do for her is they give her medicine and her food, which they give her medicine in the morning and then in the afternoon, which is just half a tablet of a pill, which it makes one full pill throughout the entire day. But you can't really do anything about it unless like severe thunderstorms are about to come and all of that, but there's no thunderstorms coming yet. So other than that, she's a pretty sweet dog. So yeah, I'm sorry if the screen is shaking a bit too much. Okay. And our next word is sickle cell anemia, which is a inherited blood disorder in which red blood cells can become rigid in sickle shape. I might have to look into what sickle is. Okay, so sickle shape causing anemia and other complications. So that is a long definition, which I was trying to explain Lucy to try and bypass time. So here's one of my main advices if you decide to study sonography. Okay, hold on. This is how you spell it. Sickle cell anemia. One of my main advices whenever it comes to like anything like sonography, long words, is to write it down and say it out loud like you're teaching a class. The best way to do it is you can record yourself, and it helps you get over your fear, because I'm terrified of talking to people like face to face. Like, it makes me nervous. I can do it, I'm sort of used to doing it, but like everybody has a social battery. Some people's battery runs out a lot. Mine tends to run out pretty fast depending on the day. So like today I went out for for lunch with my boyfriend, and I also was at work, which is a bunch of kids, and I help the art teacher keep them in line, and the kids were well behaved this week. Last week, that's why I didn't get to update any videos, which was sad. But you know, sometimes kids can drive you crazy and you just need that short break for a little while, and it just happens. But I'm pretty sure I've at least updated twice a week, so not twice a week, a video of it every single week. Maybe. I think I did 2 the week ago to make up for it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I got sidetracked. So we have Rhinoa. My nephew had gotten this, and he caught it the rhinoceros. He had a rhino disease, which is just a watery discharge from the nose, which is just pretty much a runny nose, short. Our next word is rheumatoid arthritis, which is a chronic autoimmune inflammatory disease that primarily affects the joints. So I'm going to be writing that down, and I'll probably be talking a little bit more about this as is be yapping while I'll be writing. Yeah, for medical terminology, whenever you hit the class, my strongest recommendation is getting flashcards, like a booklet flashcards like what I have, or flashcards in general. I got this booklet from Five Below actually the other day. I didn't mean to, I just saw it and I picked it up, and it was $1. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I need to go get some more before school ends. Well, before like this school summer break, whatever ends or whatever. Anyway, writing it down, the words, the terms, the definitions, saying it out loud while you write it down, and then going back through like at least a couple times throughout the day, and like once in the morning whenever you wake up, and then once right before you take your test, and go hydrate before you take your test. Depending on your teacher, I feel like I got lucky with this teacher. He's very kicked back. He's chill. He expects you to get the work done, and it's a fairly easy class so far, but that's mainly because I enjoy it, which is actually surprising because I hate studying like a lot, quite a lot. And it's funny because like high school biology, I should have been doing this, but I was in the year of COVID during 8th grade, and then it went on all the way in through 9th grade. So half of my school year in 9th grade was sitting behind the computer at home, and I've never used technology much before. So I got curious, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie there. Eyes went on. I was reading fan fictions. I still do. I love my fan fictions, y'all. I would play video games with my younger brother across the table because we're in the same grade, so it's pretty funny. We would challenge each other, or we would purposely get up and walk behind each other to see if the teachers would notice. And most of the time, we was just bored out of our mind. And if we didn't have to log into class, we wouldn't. Or we would, but if we didn't have to have the camera on, we wouldn't have the camera on. Because, you know what? Why on earth would you want the camera on? I mean, yes, to respect your teachers now, I can understand that. But, yeah, what? 13 years old? Trying to sit in front of a computer all day and just focus on that? Nah. I just wanted to go do something. I wanted to do arts and crafts all day, which made me want to become an art teacher, which that was my path before, which is a bit funny actually, until like I got really into subbing and helping art teachers, got a little bit into teaching art for Art2Go. It was fun and everything, but I truly do not have the patience of sitting with a kid all day and listening to them make up stories and try and act like it's your fault that everything went wrong in their life. So okay, I just read vectocele, which is a bulging of the rectum into the vagina due to weakness of the supporting tissue. That's interesting and a bit scary, y'all. So pretty much if you're here because you want to do sonography, it's gonna take time. I know y'all guys seen multiple videos before this, and I'm barely beginning. I'm barely dipping my toesies in. Actually, I don't know. I've observed before I fully like put my toe in. So I was hovering before, which is me observing, which is very interesting. Yeah, it's it's a long journey, and honestly, if you put your mind and heart into it, and if you pray, and if you have people surrounding you that support you, I'm pretty sure your classmates will also support you, but you gotta reach out and go for it. You need to be a part of the class, not hide. I understand that some of us are introverts, but at the same time, you just gotta reach out there and say hi. You gotta be like, oh, I love your pants. And that's all what it could take to become somebody's friend. Honestly, like, this one girl, I'm hoping she's becoming my new best friend. I'm not gonna lie. But she is like 2 years younger than me. She barely graduated high school. But she's so sweet. Like, but she's also very shy. So I get nervous sometimes whenever I talk to her. I'm like, am I being too annoying to her? And I feel like we'll be great friends one day. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Pretty much what you got to do is open up in life. Y'all, it's gonna be hard in sonography school. I've been reading books about it, watching vlogs about it, looking up questions, talking to people, and pretty much the only friends you're gonna have is maybe your family, maybe some of your closest friends, if you all have very close friends, but you ain't gonna be able to spend much time with them apparently. Maybe your significant other. If you go to church, your church family, for sure, because they won't let you go anywhere without them. So like for me, I go to church. We love Jesus in this house. Yes, we do, Lucy. We love Jesus. She's agreeing. And you gotta start surrounding yourself by people. As soon as you step into the classroom the first day, you're gonna have to introduce yourself. You're gonna have to open up. You're gonna have to talk to them. This is why, at some point, one of your prerequisite classes, especially medical terminology, if you have the choice to, you should do it in person. I'm doing it online because I'm in the middle of trying to get a bachelor's degree at UTPB because I was so close to finishing, but I had like a year left if I wanted to continue doing teaching. So my best advice, write down things, say it out loud like you're teaching a class, branch out, like especially in your medical terminology class. That is going to be a main one that you can really branch out if you do it in person because it's very laid back. At least to me it is. But I don't know about anyone else. And you just gotta branch out, y'all. Fluid effusion, a abnormal acclimation of fluid in the oral space surrounding lungs. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I thought about switching to ultrasound, I went to one of my girlfriends. Actually, she's my really only girlfriend that lives close back then, and she's in the special ed teacher program at San Angelo. I had asked her, I was like, I was venting to her about all of this stuff. I was like, hey, I don't think I'm fit to be a teacher. Like, I've been subbing a lot. I've been seeing what it is to be a teacher. I don't think I'm just fit out to do that 4 days out of the week and then not do anything during the summer or get a part-time job during the summer. Because I don't have the patience for one. And 2, I really don't feel like dealing with kids all day. I would rather spend my time doing something else. What do you think about sonography? If I get into sonography? And sadly, she was like, well, no, you'd be better as a teacher. And she's not the only one that said that. I have another friend that I've asked about. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing sonography. Do you think I'd be able to do it? She was like, no, I think you'd be better off being a teacher. Then I talked to some ladies from church. They all said the same thing. So it took me at least a full year to finally commit to it. Half of that year I was doing research. The other half I was still doing research, but I was observing at Midland Memorial Hospital. And honestly, right now I'm really excited. Like, before I was studying for becoming a teacher, an art teacher specifically, I wasn't excited. My first semester of class, I was skipping all my art classes most of the time because I didn't enjoy it, because art is very particular. It's mainly if the teacher likes it, you pass. And I didn't like some of my teachers. I really love this one teacher. His name's Professor Mario. He's the best. And Professor Stanley. Those two have been my favorite teachers at UTPB. Like, Loki, you want to teach art? No, actually, if you want to learn art, those are very two good professors to learn from. Now, the school, on the other hand, I wouldn't say so much. Just because I've struggled a lot with getting into all of this stuff and trying to figure out what I wanted to be done. And you have to jump through all these hoops. You can't sign up for classes. You can't pay. Well, you can pay by yourself, but I have to go through financial aid because the state pays for me through Francis Mianchi. And it was just a hassle because they kept on like getting behind. Like right now they're behind for my fall payment. So next Friday, if they haven't transferred the pay from the state, I need to give them a call because the Friday after that is the last day. And if it's not paid, I won't be able to take my classes. And then I would be so mad because I gotten this so far. And you know, it's a very valid crash out. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, y'all. What is a pediatrician? We should know this. We all have? Well, I don't think I really had one. We went to a pediatrician if you were sick as a kid. It is a physician who specializes in the care of children. What is a pancreas? It's an organ behind the stomach that produces digestive enzymes and hormones, including insulin. Okay, that's fun. I love saying pancreas. Is this some... Ain't there an anime that says, let me eat your pancreas? I don't know, I think I remember hearing one of my friends talking about that. That's crazy. Where were we? I can't remember. We're in the middle of having deep conversations and just going back and forth about all of this. Yeah. I hope y'all guys don't mind me rambling the whole entire time. Like, this is just gonna be a very, very, very long video of me rambling to y'all. And just occasionally saying vocab words. Anyway, you know, it's just imagine with friends, y'all. It's just like, talk back to me. I need some friends. Anyway. Are y'all guys studying too while y'all watch this? No? Go study then. Because we're going to be here for a while. I'm kidding, not actually. I think we're almost done with vocab words. So we got take notes, reach out, yeah, once you start, you might see some death. You might not, depending on where you work. Oh, we still got another 2 pages. I'm dead. I'm probably just gonna finish this 1 page. Ortologist. That's a long, funky word. Which is a physician specializing in disorders of the ear, nose, and throat. Interesting. Thought it was a different name. Oh, yeah. So this is gonna be our last vocabulary word. Pretty much all what I can tell y'all is to study a lot, or at least go over the study guide if your professor provides you one. If not, y'all, get on ChatGPT and make it produce you one, but double check its work. Read the textbook. Like, do not rely on AI. I can't be talking. Or should I? I don't know. Study. Write it down. Say it out loud. Teach it to your imaginary stuffed animals or your imaginary friends. Or teach it to your friends. Like, if you have a group of friends, teach it to them. Be like, yo, sitting down, we're gonna pretend we're teachers here. But I know for sure I'm a kinesthetic learner, which is very hands-on. So part of being hands-on is having it right in front of you, being able to touch it. Writing it down multiple times works. Saying it out loud, between your teacher and saying it can also be a part of that, because it works somehow. I don't know. I ain't that smart to tell y'all how it works. But yeah. It just does. But you guys got it. Like, push on through. Keep on working. Because one day, it's all gonna be worth it. So, and hopefully, it will. Okay, y'all. On the side note, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I got this book. It is just a workbook with very small terms and all that. Ooh, scapula? That is the shoulder. No, scapula anchors my shoulder muscles. Bio ecology. Anyway, make your dreams come true, y'all. Push yourselves to your limits. If you can't push yourself to your limit, well, find somebody that will push you to your limit. If y'all have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you want me to do my study videos a bit different, I'd be willing to listen to a couple ideas. I know this is a bit different than the other one. I was yapping the entire time through it. Like, I had a lot of words today to talk. And if you actually stayed throughout the entire video, thanks. Honestly, like, kudos to you. Like, I much appreciate that. And, you know, I got 3 more weeks. Because I got week 5 and week 6 reading, and then a final exam. And then we'll show final grades to each other, you know, typical usual. And y'all just be safe out there. Use this video to study along with, like, you're in a library, not in a library, you're at your friend's house and just studying. Or you're on a FaceTime call and just studying with that one friend. Anyway, thanks for staying and studying with me, y'all. That was fun. I might just start recording myself whenever I want to study, because I actually stayed focused for quite a bit longer today. So, see y'all later.